Twin hunting. Why is a spirit trying to take the sisters away? Don't miss out. The psychics will solve the mystery of a killing betrayal. This is Psychic Investigations, a channel dedicated to exclusively real, resonant criminal cases and shocking paranormal phenomena, investigated by people who call themselves clairvoyants. In this episode, Marina Horbenko from Ukraine sought help from psychics. The woman suffered terrible burns on her back recently.
40% of my back is burned.
Marina dropped a kettle by accident and then slipped and fell into the spilled boiling water. After hitting the floor, she passed out and lay in the hot water for half an hour. But a second before Marina dropped the kettle, she felt as if some invisible hand had grabbed her.
It grabbed me like this. I was alone at home. I got scared and slipped and fell.
Marina was admitted to the hospital, but when she came to, a strange figure of a man with a candle in his hand stood before her.
I saw a shadow of an adult man. It was staring at me. I was terrified.
After Marina returned home from the hospital, the ghost appeared again.
I woke up and saw the silhouette. I felt like I was paralyzed.
The following night, Marina and her family almost burned alive in their own home.
I woke up to the smell of smoke. The stench was pungent.
The roof of Marina's new house suddenly caught fire, and it was instantly filled with toxic smoke.
I went out into the yard and saw that the roof was burning.
The family barely ran out of the burning building. The rescuers reported that the fire happened due to faulty wiring. However, Marina is convinced that the ghost with the candle in his hand caused the fire. And the strangest thing is that every time a misfortune befalls Marina, her twin sister, Anna, also faces danger.
It also happens to me every time.
At the moment when Marina suffered severe burns, Anna had a bad fever.
I turned red. When I took my temperature, it was over 39 degrees.
Both twin sisters were hospitalized on the same day, but Anna still can't explain the strange fever she had. When the fire occurred at Marina's house, her sister's home also caught fire. Anna and her son Vlad were getting ready to celebrate the New Year and lit candles on the table, but the Christmas tree suddenly caught fire.
The tree caught fire, then the tablecloth.
Anna is certain that the spirit with the candle is to blame for everything since she and her sister both saw him in their homes.
A shadow of a tall man, much taller than me. He was terrifying.
The sisters' children began to see the mysterious ghost with the candle as well.
The shadow went out of the bedroom.
The shadow was tall and skinny, and its arm was very long and disproportionate to the rest of the body.
The sisters raised their children on their own. Marina has 2 daughters, Bodana and Victoria. Anna has a son, Vlad. The twins are afraid that if they don't stop the spirit, their children may stay orphans.
I'm really afraid my son will stay alone.
I want the psychics to help us.
Olena Kurilova and Rubina Tsibulska undertake the investigation.
My mirror showed me a man. He was walking down a burning corridor, carrying a dead boy in his arms. He said, "They are both guilty. They betrayed me." Perhaps he accuses Marina and Anna of betrayal. But how could they possibly betray him?
My grandmother visited me in a dream. She said it's not about him who left the crosses, but about him who held a heart in his hand.
But what does this all mean? The psychics arrived to meet the sisters. After the fire, Anna had her apartment renovated, and her sister and her family are temporarily staying with her.
Thank you for coming.
Please help us.
I see a dead man in a burning coffin. He's holding a candle.
We have no idea what it could mean.
Who is the man with the candle?
He's knocking on the door.
Yes, I sometimes hear a knock on the door, but when I open it, there's nobody there.
The spirit of the man with the candle warns you of death.
Can we stop him?
Embrace each other. I can hardly feel your biofield. The biofield is the energy that protects us and gives us vitality. However, in these sisters, it was practically absent.
The phenomenon of twins has always intrigued scientists, since such people often experience similar events in life and can feel each other even at a great distance.
All twins feel a bond. Ours has been special since we were little. I remember whenever my sister fell while riding a bicycle, my knee would automatically hurt.
In the womb, twins are connected by the umbilical cord of the mother. After birth, this connection remains at an energetic level, which is why they feel each other. Why is the connection between you broken? Do you feel it too?
The connection is not as strong as it used to be.
My mirror showed me a small room, a man with a candle, and a dead boy with a cross on his cheek. It was some kind of mark. I feel that this ghost with the candle comes to leave you signs.
On your door,
There's a little white cross drawn on it.
We need to check the apartment.
It appeared 2 weeks ago.
I heard the voice of the spirit that was haunting these women. He kept repeating, "I burned because of them."
a man, betrayal, and a family.
Was there a case of unfaithfulness in your family?
Yes.
Your father cheated on your mother.
Mom caught him in bed with his mistress.
He's alive, so what does it have to do with it?
When did it happen?
We were 1.5 years old when Mom and Dad divorced.
Did he leave her?
It was a huge stress for Mom. She never got married again. She lost faith in all men.
She provided, or you all alone. Nobody helped her.
To feed her children, the mother worked multiple shifts without rest. And to keep her daughters supervised, she had to send them to a boarding school for 2 years.
I see other children bully you. They insulted and beat you.
We didn't even want to go to school, just to avoid being bullied.
Marina and Anna were the only children at the school whom their mother took home. So, the other students immediately hated them for it.
They insulted us and pushed us around.
You defended each other. There was an incredible connection between you at that time, but now it seems to be gone. It feels like someone tore it.
Who did that? Who is the spirit with the candle that's haunting the sisters?
He's holding the candle for a reason. He's somehow connected to fire and brings fires. My mirror showed me a burning room, and I heard a child scream.
My daughter almost died in a fire.
It was 5 years ago. After school, she dropped by my work, and from there, she went home. Then she called me and said, "Mom, there's smoke coming out of the window."
It happened in the apartment that Marina and her family rented before moving to their own house.
The spirit with the candle caused the fire.
Can we see the place where it happened?
Yes.
This corridor. The man was walking down the burning corridor, carrying a dead boy in his arms. I see the figures of 2 women who look alike.
Anna and Marina?
I can't see their faces, but I see a coffin in front of them. The man whose spirit is haunting you lies in the coffin. Who is he? Is this apartment where fire occurred?
Nobody's home.
Mom, help me. I hear a little boy. He's locked up somewhere. He's calling for you.
Ruslan.
Your son?
Yes. He died.
It turned out that Marina had another child, Ruslan. 5 years ago, firefighters found the body of the 3-year-old boy behind this wall.
He would be 9 by now.
He wasn't supposed to be in the apartment.
In the morning, it was on the 3rd of September, Ruslan ran out of his room and said, "Mommy, I'm going to work with Dad." I said, "All right, son, go." Dad only needed to go there to get his paycheck. It was very cold, so he said, "Why would I take him with me?"
What caught fire?
Nobody knows. My elder daughter came home and saw the smoke billowing out of the window.
The door was very hot, and there were black marks around it.
Victoria couldn't open the door, so she immediately called me.
After her daughter's call, Marina left work and ran across the entire town. But at that time, she didn't know yet that her little son was in the burning apartment.
Only at the last moment, I heard him shout out of the window, "Mom!" I was ready to tear my hair out. I wasn't able to get in there.
I see him hide. He was scared.
He hid under the bath tube.
He saw the spirit with the candle in the fire.
I see him being carried out, semi-conscious.
The firefighters carried him out wrapped in a jacket. He was just looking up with his eyes wide open. They laid him down, and that was it. They wouldn't let me near. I fell to my knees and said, "Tell me he's alive."
I blame myself for his death. I could have saved him. I miss him so much.
The boy's relatives are not to blame. Ruslan died because of the spirit with the candle in his hands. His appearance caused the fire, and he also left his mark in Marina's apartment in the form of a cross.
After the fire, the family indeed saw the mark shaped as a cross. It was on the boy's face while they were carrying him, still alive, to the ambulance.
I saw a cross on his cheek. It was about 7 or 8 centimeters long, but who could have left it there?
When they were burying him, I couldn't embrace him. I could barely kiss him because I understood that if I tried to hug him, I would take him away from there.
The mother's suffering was unbearable, and I had to give her the opportunity to say goodbye to her son. Here he is.
My baby boy. I felt him. He was the same little boy. I miss him terribly.
I come to Bodana and play with her.
My daughter Bodana, she's very much like Ruslan, but fair-haired.
After her son's death, Marina dared to birth another baby.
I prayed God to have her, or else I was afraid I would lose my mind.
She sees your son's spirit.
Yes, she does. She says, "There's Ruslan over there," and I ask where, and she says, "In the yard."
Marina, it's time to say goodbye to your son.
I love you so much, my dear boy. Forgive me. Forgive me for failing to protect you. I spent at least a few moments with him.
Marina, you've got to keep on living. You have 2 wonderful daughters. Your husband also needs to forgive himself.
When we buried him, he said, "I lost my soul." He reserved a grave for himself next to his.
The child's death ruined your family.
Shortly after her son's death, Marina broke up with her husband. The couple could not overcome this terrible loss.
We need to understand what bound the spirit of the man, the candle to you and your sister, and who is he above all? I see him. He used to live here. And that's why he still comes here.
We decided to interview the locals and were shocked by what they told us.
I sometimes wake up at night and can't move, and there's something looming above me.
Flower pots fell, and I saw some shadows that sent chills down my spine.
But this otherworldly entity threatens you, and it poses no danger to them.
He only needs the twins. But why? He's here. I see a coffin behind this door, and the man is burning in it. Who lived here?
Anatoly. He died.
This woman's name is Lyubov. She has been living in this building for over 30 years. According to her, the man who lived here was 50. He died from a sudden heart attack about 10 years ago.
It was summer. There was a light draft, which overturned the candle. I was getting ready for work when I heard a shout, "Grandpa's burning!"
Did he burn in the coffin?
The family left, and the coffin stayed overnight. They placed a candle, and this candle fell into the coffin and started a fire.
He had children, 2 daughters.
Yes.
Before a funeral, a deceased person is taken to their home so they can spend their last night with their family. But his family simply left this man. His daughters didn't need him. Thus, his spirit is restless and wanders here.
He's mad at his daughters because they left him here. They betrayed him.
Is he seeking revenge because of his daughters?
But why did he choose you? You're not his daughters, are you? His daughters aren't simply sisters. They are twins, just like you.
Yes.
However, the man's spirit clung to the sisters, not only because they are twins. The issue was in the broken energetic bond between them.
Can we protect ourselves somehow?
We can perform a ritual to release the spirit. Of course, after the ritual, this specific spirit will no longer pose a threat to the sisters' lives. However, until we understood what broke the bond between them, they would remain an easy target for any malevolent forces. The threat to your life is related to your family. Suddenly, I heard my grandmother's voice again. She said, "Start over." We needed to return to the apartment where we began our investigation.
When I tune into what caused the rift between you, I somehow see a man. He gives you a heart, Marina.
Yes, Alexei, my ex-partner. He gave me a stuffed toy shaped like a heart.
It's not about him who left the crosses, but about him who held a heart in his hands.
The psychics mean Marina's partner, with whom she only lived for 3 years. But why did the gypsy clairvoyant suddenly mention him?
Anna, the man your sister loved raped you. You treated him like a family, but he humiliated you so brutally.
I thought of him as my brother.
It happened over 10 years ago, but it's still hard for Anna to recall that terrible night.
It's like living through those events again.
On the Christmas Eve, when Marina fell asleep, the man forced her twin sister into the next room, put a hand over her mouth, and raped her brutally.
I really don't want to talk or think about that situation. It hurts. It's disgusting.
Did you tell your sister about it?
Yes, I told her.
I didn't believe because there was no evidence.
Evidence? But she's your sister.
It hurt me a lot that my closest person didn't believe and support me.
After that, the twins didn't communicate for a long time. It was then that Anna decided to change her hair color, to not even look like her sister.
Marina, who went through such hell with Anna in childhood, simply turned away from her sister. And all because of a man she was in love with.
She was caught between 2 fires.
Marina, why won't you say something? After all, Anna doesn't know this, but I know that the man assaulted you too. It's disgusting and vile.
Yes, it's my fault. It happened on his birthday.
It seems to have happened at a bus stop where you were waiting for him.
He was drunk, and he just dragged me where it was dark, and there was nobody around. It was awful.
Marina returned home covered in bruises and wounds after the abuse by the man, because of whom she turned away from her own sister.
In the end, I waited for him to fall asleep, and then I ran away from there. That day we parted ways.
I didn't know what happened to her.
You didn't believe your sister when she told you she'd been raped, but eventually you fell victim to the same rapist.
I deeply regret that I didn't believe her.
When Marina turned away from her sister, the energetic bond between the twins broke.
The sisters' biofield began to weaken every day, leading to Anna and Marina becoming easy targets for the spirit with the candle.
What do we do now? How do we get stronger?
You must apologize to your sister.
Please forgive me that I didn't believe you.
I forgive you.
Only mutual support and love will restore your biofield.
There is no greater protection in the entire world than your family. It is the most powerful defense against all evil. If you lose it, that trust, you lose this protection.
Can I embrace you? Thank you so much.
If you're impressed by the story, don't forget to give this video a like and subscribe to our channel. Many more incredible investigations by the psychics are coming up.